Hello students, Ms. Quinn here. Today we are going to learn how to make hidden landscape art. Now, have any of you heard about the book Where's Waldo or the I Spy books? Maybe you have done them before, but if you haven't, the idea is there's a page full of different things and then there's a list of things you have to find in them. So you have to be almost like a detective and have really good eyes. What we are going to do is we are going to make our own version of either a Where's Waldo or an I Spy. And then we are going to hide things in the foreground, the middle ground, and the background. Now remember, the foreground's that area right in the front of your picture. The middle ground's, of course, in the middle. And then the background in this case is the sky. So I am going to pull up my DocCam and I will show you how to make your own. Don't forget, maybe pause the video and get your name on your artwork right now and your class code. If you don't remember your class code, ask our guest teacher. It is the grade you're in. So a K for kindergarten, 1, 2, whatever it is, and then the first initial of your homeroom teacher. Now, what you're going to do then is you're going to need to take one side of your paper and fold it in just a little bit. My example here, this is how much I folded it in. You'll take it and I'm going to bring either side up. I'm going to make sure it's about the same. And then I'm going to press down in the middle and out. This is almost going to be your title page. Now I'm going to show you how to do ocean scenes. If you feel like you would be able to fill up your paper doing a garden or a different kind of landscape, that's okay. But keep in mind, you are going to need a lot of details. Now for my ocean scene, I put find my treasure with a pirate. Maybe you could write ocean hunt, because you're hunting for treasures. If you're doing a different scene, maybe you could do outer space adventures, whatever it is. I used capital letters, and then you could add some details. Maybe I want an octopus peeking out from over here, looking at my words. Then maybe over here I can have some of his tentacles. This is what people are going to flip over, so you still want it to be kind of fun. But you want it to match whatever you do over here. So I wouldn't do an octopus if I did outer space, would I? That would be a little silly. Next, what you will do is you can open it up and keep in mind, we're using pencils. This is thinner paper. I decided to outline this with Sharpie, but then it bled through. So for my key, I have to use a different piece of paper. So please don't use a Sharpie on this, because it's just going to bleed right through. You can follow this line from your crease just so that you can differentiate your area. And then we need to divide this into 3 sections. So I'm going to go down just a little bit. Maybe I'll mark my fingers where and try and find 3 equal sections. That looks pretty good. I'll make a little mark right there. Looks good. I'll just do a line across. This top section, you can write background, and if my guest teacher could maybe write that on the board so that you know how to spell it. The middle section will be middle ground, of course. This is kind of like your key, so that people know what to look for. And up in the very front, we have foreground. So of course, this is the bottom of the paper, but it is what the front of your picture is going to be, the foreground. Okay, now I need to divide my paper. I am going to make 2 horizon lines. If you see here on my paper, I have 1, 2 horizon lines, which gives me my 3 sections, background, middle ground, foreground. You can make it straight if you want. I'm going to do slightly curvy because my sand in this ocean is, kind of bumpy. Maybe I'll do one going this way. So now I have the deep ocean back here. I have a little bit further back, but this is a sandy area. And then up here, maybe I'll have more like a coral reef. Next, what you need to do is fill it up with all sorts of designs. On this one, I did the bottom of my boat and maybe some creatures that need bigger areas to live. I have a shark, a dolphin, a turtle. I have my scuba divers. In my middle ground, I started with my boat and then I just started to fill it in with rocks and fish, some seaweeds. Ooh, here's his treasure chest. And actually, let's see if we can find our items. So imagine this is connected to the side. Background. Ooh, I have some of the pirates' money. Can you see where the money is? The more details there are, the harder it is going to be for your viewers. So we're looking just in this area. Oh, my turtle grabbed the money right there. He's swimming away with it. Middle ground, I have a pearl necklace. Anyone see that yet? My mermaid, she has swam away with the pearl necklace. And finally, in the foreground, I am looking for a ring. Once I color this in, I'm going to make this red. It's going to be a ruby ring. It got caught around the edge of the coral. I will have some slides prepared for the guest teacher to bring up to give you some ideas of how to fill in your space. But what I recommend is that you fill in your space with all sorts of details first, and then you decide on your treasure and where you want to hide that. If you're doing a different theme, it doesn't have to be treasure. Maybe it's food items you're looking for, whatever you want. But the key is to fill in your space. I started with pencils so that I can make edits, and then I'm going to go back if I have time and color it in. I might use crayons for the big areas, maybe markers, but I have a lot of tiny detail, which I'll use colored pencil for, because colored pencil really works the best for getting all those little areas. I hope you have fun. If you guys do get done and want to spend the last few minutes quizzing your friends, if that's okay with the guest teacher, that would be a really fun activity to do too. I hope you are on your best behavior, and I will see you next week. Have fun.